We got to talk about this, chat. This shit's a mess. Did you guys see this? Cloud9 to replace interz. Forrester, Sanji, Buster among candidates. We're gonna do emote Monday after this. Dodgerson with a 15-month resub. Thank you, gorgeous. Appreciate you, dude. This is just not the move.
Hi, Dad.
I don't think I'm crazy for saying like I think interz is the best, like probably top 3 or 4 support players in my humble opinion. I mean, Perfecto is probably number 1 this year, or maybe Rops. Rops or Perfecto are above interz, but like in terms of those two, I think interz is at least equal to anybody else I would probably like think of or list in that. He's pretty damn good, bro. And for Sanji or Buster, like I don't know much about Forrester. People are saying Forrester is like, let me look at it, his stats, I guess. I've seen him play it in Tropic, but like I don't know much about him. Whenever I watched him Tropic, it was all about the opera that I'm spacing on his name right now. But all I can think of is the opera. Buster's good, yeah, but he's not an upgrade. Elian, yeah, Elian. He's not an upgrade. Holy, that's a game. I don't know. Does Forrester actually play these positions? Yo, DC Leak, thanks for the 57-month resub. Chat, I'm looking for hot local Oilers, the leaderboard reset, and I'm matching all gifted. Does Forrest, like, I don't know much about him. I don't know what positions he plays. I mean, statistically, like, this looks pretty damn good considering, like, he's playing against, like, tier 2 and above competition. He's not, like, farming, like, no names, right? Like, every single team on this list, you definitely know who they are. Vertigo with the fucking 5 gifted subs. Oh, shit. I owe you 5 gifted, so Slayer and Vertigo are number 1. He plays the same positions as interz. Then at least, like, maybe from a firepower perspective, this does make sense. But man, to me, interz did his job and did it pretty damn fucking well for the C9 roster. I think C9's problem is more of like a collective unit rather than one person. I would actually argue that interz is a stronger player than like Nafany for C9, for example. But I also don't know the scene well enough to like be able to confidently say one could be like picked over the other. You know what I mean? Heck, thanks for the 21-month resub. Thank you. But I definitely, I don't know. I would like to see, I don't know, I tweeted it, but basically I'd like to see this C9 project stick together for at least 6 more months to a year. I think making a roster move right now when you are basically a contender for every single tournament you play in and people respect you or view you as a legitimate threat. I will say this. I think the C9 is in a similar spot to Heroic. So maybe that's why this move is coming out, right? When they replaced Refresh for Yabi and it didn't work out for a little while. And then now it seems like it's really paying off. However, that was like a way different situation where fl0m was just kind of like you were, that was like a layup. You know what I mean? That to me, that situation presented itself to Heroic rather than Heroic going and finding it. I don't really know if like plucking somebody, because that changes how things work sometimes too. Like fl0m was like dissolving, you know what I mean? They were trying to sell their players, they were selling them for cheap. Like the whole situation just seemed like it really made sense. It felt bad for Refresh, but like everything kind of made sense, where this just kind of feels like you're forcing it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather see interz stay for at least 6 months to a year. This whole roster, really. If the start of the year really starts to look grim or bad, maybe then you contact one of these players, because they're not going anywhere. I'm pretty sure all these players are under contract. So there's no rush. You're gonna have to buy them out no matter what. So if you're gonna have to buy them out no matter what, I'd say let it go for a little bit longer. I just think C9 feels like they're stuck. This is what's going on at C9. They're like, we make deep runs in tournaments. Our team is good, but we just can't get over the hump. And they're trying to do this thing that everybody does. Do we try to fix what we currently have, or do we just try to make changes until something works? And instead of really trying to, like, I don't think it's like a roster personnel problem. I just think it's a mental thing. That being said, sometimes a roster move is needed for that kind of move to be made. But to me, it feels like they're just trying to, like, make a move to make a move. That's what this feels like. It's just like, we don't know what to do. Who's fucking interz, bro? We'll replace interz and we'll see how it goes. That's what it feels like. It just feels like a last ditch effort. Like they're in this mode where, bro, they don't have to win right this second. Like, I know they want to and they're very close to, but it's a super young team. There's no rush. So that's just why I feel like C9's rushing into this. I think this is unnecessary. I think it could end up putting them backwards. I definitely think Sanji and Buster should not be in the candidate list. I don't know much about Forrester, so from that standpoint, I'm not gonna like talk too much more about Forrester, but his, like, it seemed like he was pretty strong. Whenever I watched Entropic, though, I was much more like focused on what Elian was doing. So yeah,